This is the Module 8 quiz. Using mesh method, find the V1, V2, the I1, and I2. So first, the steps in mesh method, we need to find the Kirchhoff's voltage law, or the KVL, at loop I1. So the voltage is 12 minus 6 ohms times I1 minus I2 minus 4 ohms times I1 minus I3 equal to 0. So distribute the 6. So 12 minus 6 I1 plus 6 I2 minus, so distribute this 4. So negative minus 4 I1 plus 4 I3 is equal to 0. Then transpose the 12. So the answer is negative 10 I1 plus 6 I2 plus 4 I3 equal to negative 12. So this is the equation 1. Next is KVL at loop I2. So the voltage is 0. So minus 6 plus 2 plus 2 I2 plus 2 I3 plus 6 I1 equal to 0. So transpose, so distribute. So 6 plus 2 plus 2 times I2 is equal to negative 10 I2 plus 2 I3 plus 6 I1 equal to 0. So arrange it from I1 to I3. So 6 I1 minus 10 I2 plus 2 I3 equal to 0. So this is the equation number 2. So next is KVL at loop I3. So the voltage is 0 minus 4 plus 2 plus 3 I times I3 plus 2 I2 plus 4 I1 equal to 0. So 4 plus 2 plus 3 times I3 is equal to negative 9 I3 plus 2 I2 plus 4 I1 equal to 0. So arrange it from I1 to I3. So 4 I1 plus 2 I2 minus 9 I3 equal to 0. So this is the equation number 3. So the KVL in loop 1 is negative 10 I1 plus 6 I2 plus 4 I3 equal to negative 12. Then KVL at loop I2 is 6 I1 minus 10 I2 plus 2 I3 equal to 0. Then KVL at loop I3 is equals to 4 I1 plus 2 I2 minus 9 I3 equal to 0. So the next steps in mesh method is this. So negative 10, 6, 4, then negative plus 6, 6, negative 10, and 2. Then this 4, 2, and negative 9 times the I1, I2, I3 equal to negative 12, 0, 0. So next is, unable to have this solution, this number came from diagonal from here to here. So negative 10 times negative 10 times negative 9 plus diagonal from here to here is 6 times 2 times 4. Then diagonal from here to here is 4 times 6 times 2 minus the diagonal from here to here is 4 times negative 10 times 4 plus diagonal from here to here is 2 times 2 times 10 plus diagonal from here to here is negative 9.6 times 6. So the answer is equal to negative 280. So next is on solving I1. So the diagonal from here to here is negative 12 times negative 10 times negative 9 plus diagonal from here to here is 6 times 2 times 0 plus the diagonal from here to here is 4 times 0 times 2 minus the diagonal from here to here is negative minus 0 times negative 10 times 4 plus the diagonal from here to here is 2 times 2 times negative 12 plus negative 9 times 0 times 6 is equal to negative 1032. Next is I2. So negative 10 times 0 times 9 plus negative 12 times 2 times 4 plus 4 times 6 times 0 minus 4 times 0 times 4 plus 0 times 2 times negative 10 plus negative 9 times 6 times negative 12 is equal to negative 740. Next is on I3. So negative 10 times negative 10 times 0 plus 6 times 0 times 4 plus negative 12 times 6 times 2 minus 4 times negative 10 times negative 12 plus 2 times 0 times negative 10 plus 0 times 6 times 6 is equal to negative 624. So, next is on I1. So, I1 is negative 1032 over negative 280 is equal to 3.69 ampere. Then, I2 is equal to negative 744 divided by negative 280 is equal to 2.66 amperes. So, next is I3. I3 is equal to negative 624 divided by negative 280 is equal to 2.23 ampere. So next we can now get the I1. So I1 is equal to 3.69. Then I2 is equal to I3 minus I2. So I3 is equal to 2.23 or 2.228 minus 2.657 the I2. So equal to negative 429 milliampere. So next is on finding V1 and V2. But before that, we need to solve first the VR1. So VR1 is equal to I1 minus I2 times R1. So I1 is equal to 3.685 ampere minus I2 is 2.657 ampere times the R1 is 6 ohms. So it is equal to 6.17 volts. So now we can now solve the V1. So V1 is equal to the total voltage minus VR1. So total voltage is equal to 12 minus VR1 is 6.17 volts is equal to 5.83 volts. Next is VR2. So VR2 is equal to I2 times R2. So I2 is equal to 2.657 ampere times R2 is equal to 2 ohms. So it is equal to 5.31 volts. Now we can now solve the V2. So V2 is equal to total voltage minus VR2. So total voltage is equal to 12 minus the VR2 is 5.31 volts. So it is equal to 6.69 volts. So next problem is find the I1, I2, and I3 using mesh method. So first step is find the mesh 1 or the equation 1. So the voltage is 12 minus 6 ohm plus 4 ohms times I1 plus 4 ohms I2 is equal to 0. So negative 6 plus 4 is equal to negative times I1 is equal to negative 10 I1 plus 4 I2. Then transpose the 12 into the right side. So negative 12. So the equation 1 is equal to negative 10 I1 plus 4 I2 equal to negative 12. Next, mesh 2. So the voltage is 6 minus 4 ohms plus 2 ohms times I2 plus 4 I1 is equal to 0. So negative 4 plus 2 is equal to negative. So negative times 4 and times negative 2 is, so 4 minus 2 is equal to 6 I2 then 4 I1. So the equation 2, then transpose the 6 into the right side. So the equation 2 is equal to 4 I1 minus 6 I2 is equal to negative 6. Now we can now solve the I2. So in the equation 1, the negative 10 I1 plus 4 I2 is equal to negative 12 times 4. Then the equation 2 is 4 I1 minus 6 I2 is equal to negative 6 times 10. So 4 times negative 10 is equal to negative 40 I1. Then 4 times 4 is equal to 16 I2. Then negative 12 times 4 is equal to negative 48. Next is 10 times 4 is equal to 40I. Then 10 times negative 6 is equal to negative 60I2 equal to 10 times negative 6 is equal to 60. So cancel this, then it is equal in negative 44I2 equal to negative 108. Then divide both sides by 44. So the I2 now is equal to 2.45 ampere. Next is I1. So 4I1 minus 6 times the I2 is 2.45 times equal to negative 6. So 4I1 minus 6 times 2.45 is equal to 14.7 equal to negative 6. So transpose the 14.7 into the right side. So then divide both side by 4. So I1 now is equal to 2.175 or 2.18 ampere. So next is I2 is equal to I3. So the I3 now is equal to 2.45 ampere. Then I1 is equal to I1. So next is I2. So I2 is equal to negative I1 plus I2. So I1 is equal to 2.18 plus I2 is 2.45. So negative 2.18 plus 2.45 is equal to 0.27 or 200